You've built your automation stack. You can even run some job templates. But who has access to what? Today, we are locking down AWX with proper user management and team-based access controls. So let's secure our AWX environment. AWX has a core feature called Role-Based Access Control, or RBAC, that allows you to control who can do what within your AWX environment. So across your project, inventories, credentials, job templates, your workflows, and more. Simply, RBAC in AWX will assign roles to users or teams to control access and permissions on resources. A role determines what actions like read, edit, execute that the assignee, which is a user or teams, can perform on a given object, like your job template, your project, or your inventory. So let's look at the types of users we can have in our AWX environment. First, we have the system administrator. The system administrator has full privileges, including read and write access to all resources within our AWS environment. Basically, they have the keys to the kingdom. Because of that, this role should be assigned and used with caution, because administrators manage the entire system, and a change or a mistake will have system-wide impact. Then we have the system auditor. The system auditor has read-only access to all objects in our AWS environment, including our project, inventories, workflows, and all of that. They can see everything, but they can't modify any objects or resources. Neither can they execute job templates. So system auditors would be your security team, compliance team, audit team, and all of that. Then last, we have a normal user. The normal user will have read and write access limited to specific resources like templates, workflows, project inventories, for which they have been granted the appropriate roles. So you see how granular we can get. Normal users by default won't have any permissions. They will only have permissions to specific resources after we've granted them the appropriate roles. Up until now, we've been using Edmond, who is a system administrator for this automation series. So Edmond, being the system administrator, has full administrative privileges within this AWS environment. Edmond can create templates. Edmond can create credentials, projects. Our system administrator, Edmond, can add inventories. They can add users. They can delete users and all of that. Then let's look at what our system auditor sees. So I'll log into our AWX environment with the system auditor login. So we are logged in as system auditor, Edmond auditor right here. As we can see, Edmond auditor has a similar view like the system administrator. Well, the only difference is that Edmond auditor can only see. There is no option to add a new template here. Even if we select this template, guess what? There is no option for Edmond auditor to delete, because Edmond auditor does not have permissions to delete template. They can only watch, but they can see everything. So they can see all our templates, they can see the credentials that we've added, they can see our project, they can see our users, they can see our teams and the permissions that we've given to all our users and teams. That is their work, right? They need to be able to see so that they can audit. Then we have the normal user. So I'll log in as Edmond level 1, then we can see what Edmond level 1 can do. Now, this is the view Edmond level 1 has. This is a bit different from the view that our system admin and our system auditor had. This is because Edmond level 1 is a normal user. By default, they do not have any permissions unless we grant them those permissions. So Edmond level 1 sees no templates, no credentials, no project, no inventories, but yes, they can log into our system because they've been added as a user and they are part of our organization. So let's see how we can grant permissions to normal users. I'll show you 3 ways that we can do this. So if we look at template at this point, Edmond level 1, a normal user, sees no template. But when we go to the Edmond system administrator, their template, the first option to grant permissions to normal users is that we can go to the object or resource, look out for access, click on access, then we can add access. We can do this for users of our teams. So users, next, we want to grant access for Edmond level 1 to this resource, and we want Edmond level 1 to be able to execute and read this template. Or we can just do even read so that you will see the effect. So now if we go back to Edmond level 1, we go back to template. Well, now Edmond level 1 can see the chassis alarm job template. They can read the details because we've given Edmond level 1 read access to this particular object or resource. But we have a number of job templates. What if you wanted to give Edmond level 1, let's say read and execute access to all of these job templates? With this option, we would come to second job template, let's say resources, access, add access, users, next, Edmond level 1, read. Then we save. We go back to Edmond level 1, and Edmond level 1 can now see the resources job template. But there must be a better way to do this. And there is. So instead of going to the resource or object, going to access and assigning access, in fact, almost every resource has the option to add access. So if you come to credential, we can have access. And we can add access for Edmond level 1. Same applies to projects and almost any other resource. Second option, we can come to the users, so the user Edmond level 1, then we go to roles. Then we can add a role for Edmond level 1. Then we can select our resource type, either job templates, workflow templates, credentials, inventories, projects, and all of that. So job templates, then we can select all the job templates at a go, or the job templates for which we want Edmond level 1 to have access. See, this is a better way than the first option, right? So we can be more efficient with our operations, how we assign permissions. Well, what if we had other users like Edmond level 1 who needed access to all of these job templates? Okay, so even if we're using this option 2, we would have come to users, Edmond level 2, go to roles, then add job templates, and we do this for all our users. There must still be a better way to do this. And indeed, there is. We can use the option of teams. So if we have users who require similar permissions, we can group them into teams. In our case, we'll add a team. We'll call this networks. These are network operations team, and they are part of our Velox Bank organization. We save. And just like users, we can have roles for teams. So you can go to roles, add, we select the resource, in this case, let's say inventories, then we say netbox inventory. Next, this team should have, let's say, read access to our inventory. Then we save. At this point, if we go back to Edmond level 1 and we go to inventories, Edmond level 1 still sees no inventory, although we've given the team read-only access. It is because we are yet to associate Edmond level 1 with our NetOps team. So after we do this, if we come back to Edmond level 1 inventories, we see our netbox inventory, and we can associate all our relevant users with the right team. So you see, this is a better way of assigning or managing permissions, especially if you have a number of users that should share the same kind of permissions. Now, that is how you secure your AWX environment. If we look at the options within AWX, as far as automation series is concerned, we've covered everything in resources, templates, credentials, project, inventories, host. We've covered everything now in access, organizations, users, teams, and we have the administration. And with the views, we've looked at our dashboard, job executions, we've looked at schedules, activity streams. The only thing that we've not looked at now is workflow approvals. And in our next lesson, we'll build the workflow and use a practical scenario to look at how to set up workflow approvals. If you find this helpful, kindly hit like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.